already greatness inside of you. It's already there, it already exists. It's just buried. So, what are some of the bad habits? What are some of the traditions that you're doing now that you can remove or recreate to allow your own personal greatness to What's going on, guys? Welcome to another edition of Set It Off Sundays. I am Joshua Silva, your transformational life coach, inspirational speaker, husband, father, and lover of all mankind. I want to welcome you to my channel. And if you will find value in anything that you see today, I want you to make sure that you click that subscribe button below and make sure you click that notification bell up top to ensure that you get notified every time we drop new content. Welcome to my channel. So we are 5 days into the new year. It is officially 2020. Happy New Year. I want to start this episode with a question. The question is, what in your life needs to be questioned? And while you're thinking about that, I'd like to tell you a story. So the story's not my own. I didn't make it up, but I think it's a great story, so I'm going to tell it. There's a young man sitting in the kitchen watching his mother prepare pot roast. She is preparing the pot roast using an old family recipe that was passed down to her by her mother. And as the young man watches, he asks his mom, "Mom, why do you cut the ends off of the pot roast before you put it in the pot?" And she says, "That's just the way my mother always did it." So the young man was curious and he said, "Well, why?" And Mom really didn't have an answer for him. But his curiosity struck a chord in her own curiosity, so they called her mother. Got her on the phone and they said, "Mom, why do you cut the ends off of the pot roast before you put it in the pot?" And she said, "Well, that's the way that my mother always did it." So still not satisfied, we're not getting the answer, they called Grandma, who was still alive. They said, "Grandma, why do you cut the ends off of the pot roast in the old family recipe before you put the pot roast into the oven?" And her reply was, "I couldn't afford a pan that was big enough for the pot roast." So in this story, we have a tradition that was passed down over generations, and it really didn't serve Mom to cut the ends off of the roast. So over years and years, Mom preparing this family recipe was cutting the ends off of a roast that didn't need the ends cut off. Why? Because she did not question the habits that were passed down to her through generations. Now, I'm not saying to challenge every tradition, but you may need to challenge every tradition. And the reason being is there are things that you've been taught, habits and strategies that we've been taught over years and years that have been passed down through generations that may not be applicable any longer. And we may need to reassess our lives and look into, does this really serve me anymore? Here we are, we're in 2020, we're in a brand new decade. And technology is moving faster than it's ever moved before. There's so much growth, so much knowledge being gained. Are some of the old things that you're doing not applicable any longer? So here's the challenge. The challenge is to evaluate your life and assess what can be removed. What habits and what strategies have you been taught that no longer serve you? I think that, in the last quarter of 2019, there was a lot of talk of addiction and I'm going to do more of this and more of that and change. But sometimes I believe that if we just focus on cutting some things out, removing some of the stuff that no longer serves us, that's negative, that isn't really providing healthy, strong fruit for us, then we will allow all the good stuff to emerge. Sometimes you just got to clear away the junk, and the good stuff's already there. You don't have to add anything new. It's already there. It's just being blocked by all the crap. So the point I'm trying to make is that there is already greatness inside of you. It's already there. It already exists. It's just buried. So what are some of the bad habits? What are some of the traditions that you're doing now that you can remove or recreate to allow your own personal greatness to shine through? And as you're sitting watching this video, or standing, driving, listening to it in your car, you might think that when I say you, I'm talking about somebody else. I'm not. I'm talking about you, specifically you. There is greatness inside of you, and everything that you want, everything that you believe that you deserve, you can have it, and you do deserve it if you're willing to work for it. So don't dismiss this message. Evaluate your life, figure out what doesn't serve you, get rid of it, find what does serve you, and work it like it's nobody's business. My name is Joshua Silva, and I am so grateful to be able to share this time with you. And I hope you guys have a wonderful week.